Our next distinguished guest is Mr. Noor Ur Rehman Abid. Mr. Abid is a fellow member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of England and Wales, the ICAW, and serves as a board member of the Kuwait Finance House, in addition to chairing several prominent committees. He's a former managing partner for Auditing and Assurance Business Services Middle East with Ernst Young in Bahrain. Mr. Abid has also served as chairman of various committees at the Mizan Bank. In addition, Mr. Abid is a board member and chairman of audit committee at Our Capita in the Kingdom of Bahrain. He's a board member of Sulaiman Faqih Hospital in Jeddah, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and he serves on various important committees. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Abid.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Assalatu wassalamu ala Rasulil Kareem. Your Excellency, Ambassador of Pakistan, Janaab Ashfaq Tola Sahab, Ms. Hina, Omar from AAOIFI, Chairman and Vice Chairman of ICAP Chapter, Bahrain Chapter. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let me just say that being in this conference is a huge pleasure for me. I retired 10 years ago. So when I'm invited to conferences like this, and I see the young people around me, it makes me feel young. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. I've been invited to talk about digital banking, and you saw people with typed notes, and here I am, showing my age, handwritten notes. But never mind, Islamic banking, I will just cover very briefly, because I think most of you recognize, sitting in this global center of Islamic banking, Bahrain, that Islamic banking is here to stay. It's not going to go anywhere. Several efforts have been made in the last 30, 40 years to discredit, to do wrong things, and lots has happened, but take it from me, Islamic banking is here to stay. And it is the only banking that is connected with real economy, that is connected with growth, that is connected with development, avoid speculation, and no pie-in-the-sky transactions. So real transactions, real economy. So Islamic banking is here to stay. Give you two examples. In Pakistan, Mizan Islamic Bank was set up as an investment bank 20 years ago, I think. And from being the smallest Islamic investment bank, has become the biggest Islamic bank, retail Islamic bank in Pakistan, amongst the top 5, with I think highest market capitalization. In a country like Pakistan, that's a huge achievement. In 2 days' time, on Monday, 25th, shareholders of KFH are meeting to pass a resolution to create the largest Islamic bank in the world. And this largest Islamic bank will be legacy of the Middle East. First time a global bank with power is being set up out of the Middle East. It's long overdue, but I'm glad it's happening. Before COVID came, online banking was already really taking hold. It was getting stronger and stronger, so much so that numerous branches in US, in North America entirely, in Europe, were being closed. So the COVID brought in the lockdowns, branches were closed, banks were closed. So online banking really took off. And during this period, those banks that had good apps that worked online grew significantly. And I mentioned Mizan Bank. I think one of the biggest reasons for their growth was they have perhaps over several years voted the best online app. And that has meant that their network of customers increased exponentially. And they are where they are today. Then came, of course, the COVID. And COVID brought everything to standstill, and the world went through a new experience. Post-COVID, let me share some statistics with you for the country you are in, Bahrain, a very small country. But just listen to what they have to show. Central Bank of Bahrain issued these statistics last week, and I found them interesting, so I'm sharing them with you. In 1 month, June, last month, 14 million cashless transactions took place. Small island, small country. That's 74% higher than June 21. And June 21, the online transactions were at peak. And these are cashless transactions I'm talking about. They have an electronic fund transfer system here, 40 and 40 plus. I'm sure most of you have heard of this. The value of 40 and 40 plus, all online transactions in June, 1 month, exceeds 2.3 billion BD. So just imagine how the revolution that you're talking about here, digital banking, is taking place. Digital banking, of course, is this in infancy. If you talk about other countries, I mentioned Pakistan, I mentioned Bahrain, the online transactions have more than doubled every year for the last 3 years. So if there was 30%, became 60%, rose up, went to 90%, and now it is becoming really difficult for the banks with the big branches because the footfall in the branches is falling. So clearly, the future, I think, is very clearly visible to everybody that we are indeed heading for digital banking across the world. So currently, digital banking is in full swing. It will move faster than anyone can imagine. Several banks have taken advantage and set up digital banks. What does digital bank mean, you may ask? It's basically where you can do everything online, from account opening to operating the accounts to doing whatever. Now, digital banks, by definition, are not like traditional banks, big head offices, large number of branches. They can operate out of one site and cover the globe. So the advantage is unbelievable, particularly for Islamic banks who are young, lesser number of branches, can now have a global reach. No matter where you are, if the central bank allows you to open an account in that territory, you can open an account sitting in your country, and you can operate that account globally. Because their cost structures are lower, digital banks, they will be able to offer products that cannot be matched by traditional banks. I'll give you an example. I was in UK 2 years ago on a visit, and I came across a digital bank that had just been set up. So I opened an account and got a credit card for them. And I'm using it, and it's shocking that the rates they use and the service charges are almost non-existent. The rates they use are the market rates. Service charges are zero. If you compare that with the traditional bank credit or debit cards, the service charges and conversion rates alone really dent your pocket significantly. So the advantage with these is huge. And I think Islamic banks have the biggest opportunity. They are new in this territory. Mobiles are available freely throughout the world now. Internet is very widely available, even in African countries, even Pakistan, India, wherever you go. More than 1 billion people can open new accounts through this digital banking. So the opportunity, in my humble opinion, is absolutely massive. And of course, if they do go digital banking route, they don't have the additional costs of branch closures, which traditional banks have had to suffer and continue to suffer. So this will make a big difference. Do they have a choice? In my humble opinion, no. You either open a digital bank or you're doomed like Nokia and Kodak. You change. This technological revolution is real. And the generation, your generation particularly, is not interested in walking into bank and queue like we used to queue to undertake 1 or 2 transactions. So digital banking is not a choice. It is really absolutely essential that Islamic banks go this route. And of course, this is available wherever internet is available and 24/7. So in my humble opinion, this is massive opportunity for growth. Biggest challenge for opening a digital bank is to which application you choose. That will make a big difference. If you choose an application which is user-friendly and provides customer satisfaction, that will be best. It'll help you grow much faster than anything else. So in conclusion, Islamic banks must set up digital banks, join the race, and really benefit from this growth opportunity that has arisen and have the first mover advantage if you want to stay relevant. Islamic banks, in my opinion, can benefit far more than traditional banks. Ashfaq Tola Sahab, and I want to make a personal plea to both of you since you are here and in the presence of chartered accountants. When I was at Ernst Young, we employed the largest number of chartered accountants of any single organization globally. But they were never enough. We were always running out to recruit people, recruit qualified chartered accountants. We went the route of finalist students. And believe me, we hired thousands of them, not hundreds, thousands. And we were hiring from our neighboring countries too qualified accountants. Our experience over 25 years that these finalists perform better than a lot of the qualified accountants we have. Now, there's desperate shortage of accountants in the Middle East, in Europe, in America. So my plea to both of you is leave a legacy.
Your wish is our command, you've already done it.
Look, I would like you to look at the way you pass people in the finalists. Thank you.
You've already done it, and it is with the government for the passage of time.
Alhamdulillah. One other request. This is to do with Islamic banking. You mentioned that you are writing to the Prime Minister and you will be working on Islamic banking. There's a product with national savings certificates called BIBF Savings Certificate that has about 1 trillion rupees in this. About 1 million households in Pakistan hold this product. This is not Sharia compliant. It's the easiest product to convert into Sharia. And U96 helped create the first product. Now help convert this into Islamic. It will be a huge benefit for the million families who can earn halal income instead of haram. Absolutely. I would like to finally thank the management of Bahrain Chapter of Chartered Accountants for giving this opportunity. Thank you for listening to me, and I'm really, really happy and appreciate the opportunity to be with you. Thank you. God bless you, and Pakistan.